Hello there guys, it's your boy Investor Black and welcome you back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create book recap channel. This is a faceless type of channel that is not very popular and a lot of people are not doing this right now, but I want to guarantee you that if you work on this kind of channel, two things are involved. One, even when you stop posting content, you're going to be making money long term and the competition is very low because this type of content is not saturated. Now what are you doing? Basically you're creating illustrations for best-selling books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, and all those self-help books that are very popular already. So basically you're making the book a little bit more easy to digest by creating captivating illustrations for these books, right? So in this video I'm going to show you step by step the workflow to creating a book recap channel, starting from generating your scripts to your voiceover to your images and stitching it all together using your video editor. If that is something you're interested in, then stick around, and also don't forget to give me a thumbs up before the end of this video so that this video gets to whoever might be looking for faceless YouTube video ideas like this one. Remember, there are two types of channel. There are evergreen channels and there are trending channels. Evergreen channels will pay you long term. Okay, even when you decide to go on a very long vacation, it will not stop paying you because this type of content are educational content and remain relevant for the longest time. Okay, and that is why we are sticking with this kind of channel. Other channels that are based on trends, like channels around celebrity gossips and news, will die off with time, and you have to keep working around the clock to provide content, or else you won't be making money from your channel anymore. So that is why it's good to think long term and work on channels like this. So the first thing you want to do is copy chapter 1 of your book. For this tutorial I'm going to be using Rich Dad Poor Dad. I already have my Rich Dad Poor Dad here and I've copied chapter 1. Okay, so this is chapter 1 of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, and when you copy your first chapter you need to go to the next step. So the next step says we should copy the chapter, then we'll go to Google Docs, Microsoft Word, or even your notepad and paste the file as a text document. So let me show you what I mean. So if you go to Google Docs, you see that I've pasted the first chapter, Introduction to Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, and it gave me 6 pages. Now from my experience I can tell you that most of these voice generation tools will not allow you to paste very long words. So that is why you need to work within their word count, and I recommend using copying 2 pages at a time. Okay, so I'm going to copy the first 2 pages, which is from this laziness to the first page. Now I know it's spilling to the 3rd page, and the reason why I allow it to spill to the 3rd page is because I don't want to just copy words that are not complete or sentences that are not complete. So I just added this second one. Okay, so once you copy it, it takes you to the next step, which is to paste it into your text editor. So what you want to do is open up your text editor and paste those first two pages that you copied. Okay, so I've copied the first 2 pages and I've named it Rich Dad Poor Dad chapter 1 page 1 and 2. Now page 1 and 2 is basically the first and second page from Google Docs. Okay, now this is the reason you're seeing para here is because this is the paraphrase version, but I have already done the original version. So now you have it. The next thing you want to do is step 3. Go to Claude AI and attach the text file. So I'm going to go to Claude AI. I'm going to click on plus, then I'm going to click on upload the file, then I'm going to click on the file I created. So I'm going to show you the file I created, the text file, Rich Dad Poor Dad page 1 and 2, which is this one. Okay, Rich Dad page 1 and 2, right? So once you copy this, click on open and it's going to upload up to Claude AI. The next thing you want to do is copy the prompt. Okay, prompt Claude AI to generate paraphrase version of your text of the attached text in simple English that a 3-year-old can understand. Now, let me show you something you need to do before you actually generate. Okay, first things first, you want to see how many words that your video needs to have for it to be up to or within 1 to 15 minutes, because you don't want your video to be more than 15 minutes. So there's a tool I use for this, which is this convert word to time. Okay, and as you can see, 1742 words will give you 13 minutes. How did I get this 1742 words? Basically, what I did was I copied the note file, that's the text file, which is this one right here, rich dad poor dad. I copied this. Okay, and I checked how many it will give me. Okay, so remember, this is not the full text, so let me just copy the full text from here. Ctrl A, Ctrl C, then I'll paste it here so you see the full text. Okay, so you see that the full text is 17 minutes, and you want your content to be about 15 minutes. Okay, so you can play around with this and make sure that your words are within the time. Okay, so for this 15 minutes, remember we have 2 pages, so we are going to divide 15 minutes into 3. So if I reduce this by 100, let's see if it's going to be within 15 minutes. It's still 16 minutes. If I reduce it by 20, 16 minutes. If I reduce it by 2000, 15 minutes. Okay, so this is ideal. Or you can just do 1700 or 1750 for it to be under 15 minutes. So that's how I got this 1750. Right now we are dividing our words into 6. Okay, so we are dividing this into 6 pages. Remember, when we pasted our text here, we got 6 pages, but we are copying 2 pages at a time. So if you divide 6 by 2, that will give you 3. So that means we are dividing this 1750 by 3. Okay, so if you go to your calculator and you divide this, you're going to get roughly 580 words. Okay, this is 1742, but if you do 1750 divided by 3, let me do that real quick. 1750 divided by 3 is going to give you about 583 words, right? So we are doing 583 words, right? So 583 words, right? So you want to copy the first 2 pages. You want to tell ChatGPT in the prompt to make sure that what it's paraphrasing for you is equivalent to the 583 words, which is 580, right? That's how I got this 580. You don't need to bother your head about it. Just attach the original text file, which is the 2 pages, then prompt AI. So I'm going to copy this because I've already attached it, right, which is this. Then I'm going to paste this, then I'm going to hit on search. Then AI is going to generate our paraphrased text. Okay, so now that we have our paraphrased text, as you can see, it even indicates that it's 580 words, right? So what we want to do next is to copy, as you can see, word count 580. Copy it and go to wordcounter.io or wordcounter.net and paste it and see if it's truly 580 words. Okay, you see that it's roughly 600 words and not 580, which is quite close, right? So we'll make deal with that. So what you want to do next is to copy a chunk of the output and go to your next step, which is open a new chat and reattach your paraphrase version of the chapter. Okay, so now we are going to copy this paraphrase version, right? Then we are going to go and paste this again in our notepad, right? Then we are going to name this Rich Dad Poor Dad chapter 1 page 1 to 2 para, right? And we are going to save this. Then we are going to attach it back. So now we are reattaching the paraphrased version, right? So we are going to go and copy the paraphrased text, which is Rich Dad Poor Dad para. Then we are going to click on open, right? Now we are going to paste the next prompt. So we say scan the attached document and suggest how many illustrations will effectively depict the chapter. It should appeal to all ages. Okay, so you come back here and you paste. Now I want to be sure the sentence that it covers. I'll now write also indicate start and end word, so I know where to place the images while editing. Okay, so I just added this one so that I don't overthink. I just know that the first word should be let's say for example is giving me an illustration for this chunk here. So the first word is the most, and the second one is faculties, right? So it's going to tell me the most and faculties, right? And I'm going to know that one I'm listening for the most. Then when I get to faculties, that's where the first illustration is going to span up to, right? So I'm going to click on enter for the output. Okay, so after prompting, you see that it said after analyzing your paraphrase chapter, I recommended 8 illustrations that would effectively depict the story and appeal to all ages. Here's my breakdown. So we'll go to the right and you're going to see the first illustration 1, the 2 father figures. Okay, so it starts with growing up with 2 father figures and ends with rather than blindly following a single perspective. Okay, so now we know that this is perfect. It's going to tell you where to start and stop your image, right? So that leads us to the next step. So we have 8 illustrations to work on. So we are generating 8 images in our Google Image FX. So what you want to do is go to the next step after generating this. So let me modify this so that I added something extra. So let me modify this, modify it. Okay, so it's white, so let me change the text color to black as well. Make it bold. Okay, so the next step is prompt AI to list out and describe all the suggested illustration. It has already listed out and described that, so let's skip that part. Now, one by one, prompt AI to generate a detailed prompt that I can feed to Google Image FX, right? So this leads us to our next prompt. So I'm going to copy the prompt. This place that it says paste the first illustration suggestion here, I'm going to show you what to do. Copy this, go to Claude AI and paste this. Then go to the first illustration, which is this first one, illustration 1, the two fathers, and copy it. Okay, then come to this side that says paste the first illustration here, delete this and replace it with illustration 1, the two fathers, then click enter. Then it's going to generate your image, your prompt for Google Image FX2. Okay, so it has given us our prompt, as you can see, master prompt, detailed description. So you're going to start from this, create a hyper realistic, then come to the bottom, highlight up onto the bottom. All these descriptions are super important. Okay, then you copy, Ctrl C, then you go to image FX, right? So this was the one I was able to generate. I've been finding it difficult to work with this tool all day for the past 24 hours, but finally it was able to work. So I'm going to paste the new prompt, then I'm going to click on create. Okay guys, so as you can see, it has given us our illustration. Okay, it has given us our illustration. So you can go for any one. I think I like this one right here more, so I'm going to click on download to download the image. So you see it failed to download, still failing. So I'm going to click on the image, then I'm going to try to download it one more time. So after downloading it, let me just right click on this save image as, because I don't have that energy to download it the normal way. So save image as .png. Okay, let me just call it rdpd download, rich dad poor dad download.png. Okay, so let's see if our image was saved correctly. Okay, so we have our image, right? So the next thing you want to do is move on to the next step. So we've generated our image, so you have to repeat this until you have prompts for all your suggested illustration. Then use the prompts to generate the image just as I've generated this one. So that covers step 9 and step 10, right? Now after generating your images, make sure to name them. So you name them image 1, image 2, image 3, and so on and so forth, and organize them into a folder so you don't mix things up. That's step 11. So that's one I just downloaded, rdpd, which is this one right here. I can just rename it to rdpd1. okay, then if I do the other one, I'll name it rdpd2, and so on and so forth till I have all my illustrations, right? Now that you have your illustrations, we'll move on to the next step, which is step 12. Now it's time to generate your voiceover for your recap video. Go to Speechma and pick a voice to use for your video. So I'm going to go to Speechma. So this is Speechma right here. It's a very powerful tool, and it allows you to generate audios for free, right? So as you can see, you paste your text here, you select the voice you want, different voices. You can even filter by language and by country, right? But I already have a voice, and I've already generated a voice before, but just to show you how to go about it, go back to your AI, then go to the paraphrased text, right, which is this one right here. Then you copy a chunk of it. Okay, now this platform allows you to do 2000 words, right? 2000 words. So you see that This first chunk I copied is 846 words, meaning I can do 2 chunks, okay? But I'm going to just do it chunk by chunk. So I'm going to copy this first chunk right here, Ctrl C, go to Speechma and paste it, and you're going to do this repeatedly, generate until you have all the voices for your voiceovers for your video. Then you can download them one by one from using the download button. So let me click on generate. Before clicking on generate, add this number 28416 and click generate audio. If it doesn't work, add the number again. The number will change 77805 and you click on generate, and it's going to process and generate your audio. Okay, so as you see, I have generated my audio. So the growing up with 2 father figures provided me with an extraordinary opportunity to witness completely different. So let's play it.
Growing up with 2 father figures provided me with an extraordinary opportunity to witness completely different approaches to wealth and financial thinking. This unique situation allowed me to compare and contrast 2 distinct money mindsets rather than blindly following a single perspective. My first father figure was academically accomplished.
So we have our audio generated. So I'm going to also download the audio. Okay, then I'm going to locate it and name it RDPD1 chunk 1. Remember, we are having chunks of the text. So I'm going to do rich dad, poor dad, I think chapter 1, C1, page 1 and 2, and chunk 1. Okay, pardon my naming, but I understand what I'm naming here, right? So now we have our audio. We move on to the next step, which is to generate other things. So now we've generated our voiceover. Now we downloaded the voiceover, which is step 13. So the next thing you want to do is go to CapCut or any video editor and align the images to the audio accordingly. Okay, so currently I'm working with Camtasia. I'm currently recording my screen using Camtasia. I'm going to go to Camtasia editor. I'm going to import the audio. That's rich dad, poor dad, chunk 1. Going to import it into the timeline, right? So we have our first. Then I'm going to import the image as well. The image you just downloaded. Remember, we downloaded an image, rich dad, poor dad 1. I'm going to import it as well. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to extend the image to fit the audio. Now we need to size the image to fit the screen. Then you can also add transitions between the images to make it more appealing. Okay, now that's why CapCut is very good. CapCut gives you the opportunity to do different things, and don't worry if CapCut is not free. In my next video immediately after this one, I'm going to show you how to access CapCut and all the pro features completely for free on your PC. Okay, so if that's something you want to do, then don't worry, I got you covered. So now we have our video. We go back to our AI. Remember, it told us exactly the starting and the ending. So we want to align it, which is the next step, right? So they said, now time to generate your voiceover. Go to CapCut and align the images to the audio accordingly. So you go to your text, to your AI model, then you go to illustration, right? And you said it starts with growing up with 2 father figures and ends with rather than blindly following a single perspective. Okay, so I'm going to go to my video editor and play it and stop where it says
growing up with two father figures provided me with an extraordinary opportunity to witness completely different approaches to wealth and financial thinking. This unique situation allowed me to compare and contrast two distinct money mindsets rather than blindly following a single perspective.
okay, so rather than blindly following a single perspective, so I'm going to make sure that it ends at perspective. So I'm going to just shift my scrubber to right before the next word, then I'm going to drag the image to match with the word perspective, right? So once it gets to this next one, I'll put the next image and the next image and the next image. In order not to make this video too long, I'm going to just cut this here and just work with the first one. So we have our image and
growing up with two
we have our image and video aligned properly.
Father figures provided me with an extraordinary opportunity to witness completely different approaches.
Now, even though it's a static image, it illustrates a lot and it gives them something to watch. Aside from this, you can also add text to speech. Okay, so the text to speech is also engaging enough. While they watch the image, they also watch the text to speech, and the images change and the text to speech is also working. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to use CapCut and all its pro features. I don't have access to text to speech on this tool, right? But with CapCut you can always generate your text to speech. So let's move on to the next step, which is to generate other images, illustration 2, illustration 4. So I'll pause this video and move on to the next step. I wanted to generate illustration 2, but you already know how to go about it, so let this video not just be too long. That's my problem I'm trying to avoid. So we've organized it. Now it's time to generate your voiceover. We've generated that, downloaded audio, we've aligned our image, step 14. Now we want to generate our title, our tags, our description. Okay, so you say generate a scroll stopping clickbait title based on the attached chapter. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to attach the paraphrase chapter and prompt AI to generate this, or you can just say based on rich dad poor dad. You can just use the name of the video if you don't want to attach. So I can go here and paste this prompt, generate a scroll stopping clickbait title based on the introduction chapter, because that's what I'm working with. So I'll do the intro chapter of Rich Dad Poor Dad book recap. Okay, so it's going to generate the scroll stopping title. The next thing you want to generate after generating your title is to generate your thumbnail. Okay, now it said generate a detailed prompt that will output a super detailed, ultra realistic, HD eye-catching, modern, engaging image thumbnail for my book recap titled. Right now we heard that it says add clickbait title. You're going to add the title that is giving you now. So I'm going to go see the title that is giving me. Okay, so you see the ultimate book. See the title: two dads, same income, one died rich, one died in debt. The shocking difference will change how you think about money. Okay, this is the title, this is the title, this is the title. You can pick any of them. Why smart people stay poor while dumb people get rich. This will blow your mind. I think I like this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to be copying this one, right? But before I do that, I'll go and copy the prompt to generate my image. So I'm going to copy this prompt Control C. Then I'm going to go and paste the prompt here. Then I'm going to copy the title, Why Smart People. Okay, Control C. Then I'm going to replace this one that said add clickbait title here. Right, I'm going to add my closing brackets, then I'm going to hit enter. Now it's going to generate me the final prompt for my thumbnail. Okay, while we wait for that to generate, the next step is to generate your SEO tags and your SEO description. Okay, so now your SEO tags and your SEO description is going to be based on the original book title. Now the reason why you're using the original book title is because the idea is to piggyback right on the popularity that the book has already attained. Remember, these books are best-selling books, and schools usually encourage their students to read these books these days. So when they go and they search for this book and they find out that there's somebody that is illustrating this book, making it a little bit more easy to digest, your channel is going to be the go-to guy, right? So that's why you're using the original title. So when they search for this book, your channel is going to pop up, right? So that's why you're using it for your SEO tags and your description. So SEO tags and description. So I'm going to go generate my image. So this is the prompt. So I'm going to copy this. So remember, what we are creating now is our YouTube thumbnail for our YouTube video. We've already done justice to other parts. So I'm going to go back to image FX. I'm going to paste. Okay, paste this. Ctrl A, Ctrl V. Then I'm going to click generate to generate my thumbnail. So what we want to do next is to copy this prompt, go to our AI and paste this, then replace this with the original book title, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, then I'm gonna hit enter. Then it's going to generate our tags and the rest. So use the details when uploading your book. So that's the final step. So let's see if our Google image has generated our thumbnail. It's still generating. It's taking a while, so let's just allow it to do its thing. I'm going to pause this video and come back when it's ready. Okay, so as you can see, it has generated our title, it has generated the summary and takeaways and whatnot, hashtags, tags, and the rest. So basically it's generating for the full book, but remember we did chapter 1, so I'll be like, for the intro chapter, I post chapter by chapter. So it's going to understand that you're posting chapter by chapter and you just want for the intro chapter. So it's going to know what the intro chapter is all about and streamline or customize the title, tags, and description to depict that title for the intro, right? So as you can see, why smart people stay poor, why don't people get rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, chapter 1. Okay, so it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So this is chapter 1, optimize video title. This is awesome. So you copy this as your title, then your description. Ever wondered why blah 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 blah, describe, then you look for your tags and everything you need. So everything you need for your video is now here. This is your tags separated by commas, the secondary tags if you're trying to target medium volume, if you're just everything, basically everything you're going to need. Okay, they even give you like thumbnail SEO things, text you can include in your thumbnail to even make it, stand out and rank. because the algorithm now have eyes, so they also study your thumbnail, describe it, and read it as well. So it's not just from the image, it's also from what is written on the thumbnail. So you're going to use all this plus the generated image by Google Image FX. Okay, so as you can see, this is the images is generated for us for the chapter 1, smart, wealthy, okay, which is awesome. So this is perfect. You can use any of this one. So once you're done, you've gotten your title, you've gotten your tags, you've gotten your description, you've gotten your thumbnail image. Now you can upload your video to your YouTube channel. Okay, so to upload to your YouTube channel is quite simple. What you have to do is go to your YouTube channel. My own YouTube channel that I've created for this book recap is Book Oracle, right? So basically what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be uploading the image. So I'm going to click on cancel, click on create, click on upload videos, click on select files, then select the particular video I have created on my Camtasia. Okay, so if I go to my Camtasia and I export this short clip, give it a name and stuff like that, I can go ahead and use the video that I just exported. Okay, but I'm not going to do all that because I've already uploaded one here, right? I've uploaded one. So once you've uploaded the video, you can go ahead and go to your AI and copy your title, your tags, and your description and fill it accordingly into these boxes. So this is where you add your title, this is where you add your tag, this is where you add your thumbnail. Okay, so the thumbnail will go from Google Image FX. You come here, you download it, click on download. If it doesn't download, you can also right click and click on save image as and give it a name. So I'm going to go back to YouTube, click on thumbnail, then select the downloaded Image FX thumbnail, right? Then I have my thumbnail, go to this place, copy the title, Ctrl C and paste the title here, copy the description, Ctrl C and paste the description here. So the description is quite long, so I'm going to just copy this one. I think this one is enough for me. Okay, see that I'm making use of my discretion as well. So be creative in your thinking and follow through in your own special way. So the next thing you want to do is paste the tags. So I'm going to go to the bottom here that says tags. I'm going to go back to this place, scroll down to where I have comma separated tags. We have the primary tags. So I'm going to just copy all of these ones, Ctrl C, come here and paste those tags, right? Ctrl V, and we have our tags, right? So now we have our title, we have our tags, we have our descriptions. The next thing we want to do is click on next and publish. So that's basically it for this one, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to check out my next video where I'm going to show you how to use CapCut PC version. I'm not talking about mobile version that you're running on emulator or you're running on BlueStack. No, I'm talking about the actual latest version downloaded from their official site. I'm going to be showing you how to use all the pro features completely for free and export your videos without any watermark. Have a nice day and I love you guys. Bye.